We got parts.
Alright, so what are we doing?
Trying to knock these here fancy coilovers out.
What do we got over here?
QA1 racing suspension coilovers. Made in America, $500 a set, very affordable. From Summit Racing. Thank you, Summit. This the weight, it not skinny enough. Probably have to cut off those bottom horns. To the internet.
All right, so day 2 on the QA1 coilovers for the Datsun project. I'm gonna let Jake talk to you about how he has to cut and make those fit. And then we've got Dylan with the Skyline update, and we're gonna do a little bit of walk around since we haven't done that yet. Then Travis is gonna get back onto the Miata since his motor is off at the machine shop. And then I've got a small little update on my car. Still not done yet, but we're getting close. So they should all be rolling in about an hour or so, and I'll get back to you when they arrive. All right, so Jake's here, and what did you find out on the internet about what you've got to do?
Settings. But no, the internet says that you need to cut all this stuff off here. These are these bump stomps, which I don't really know why they're even there. Because it's for down travel, it makes no sense. Then we're gonna have to chop the top of this off, make a couple arms that come up all the way from out here to the top of the coilover, come across here so that way you can bolt through, and then a whole support brace that'll come all around that. I'm just gonna wing it, and hopefully it sticks. Alright, so here's the update. My hands are dirty. This thing is greasy. And there's been a lot of hammering, some not so nice words, and some finger mashing going on. Chopped all this down, so this way, this is just a rough cut. It'll be nice and finished up by the time we're done. Pulled this off so I could get this thing to swing, so I get the knuckle to swing out of the way. Fun fact, this thing does not have ball joints. It has a kingpin right here. You can see when you steer, that whole it moves around that whole pin right there. So this one feels pretty good. So I don't think we're gonna have to replace them. But right now what's left is I'm trying to cut this sway bar link off and need new ones. I'm gonna have to cut off this lower shock mount so we can rebuild that, and I'm gonna have to cut the top of this out next. We've just been kind of taking our time, not really in a big rush project, just kind of do your thing. You know, sitting around swapping stories, doing our thing, so. That's what we got so far, and more to come.
Alright, what's up guys? I'm Dylan. You've probably heard about me in the past videos because Jake was talking about my truck. This is the GTR. It is a pile of crap. No, I'm kidding. So I had a GTST before this with a big single turbo, made like 400 horsepower, E85, all the goody goodies. Logan will put a picture up on the screen. Yeah, wherever he pointed. And I sold it and immediately went and bought this like a day later. So this is a 92 GTR, and as you can see, it is missing many things right now. So I'm doing throttle body gaskets, coolant hoses, thermostat. I'm gonna do some rad hoses. I've got an aftermarket oil pressure sensor and coolant sensor and all that stuff. It's already got a new fuel filter. There's a little bit of rust that I sprayed on the side of the frame. Since I'm not pulling the motor yet, I'm gonna wait till next winter since I got the Datsun going on. I got too much going on. It does have a little bit of rust here and there, but I've got a guy coming to fix the major stuff on the back on the 27th. And then my valve covers are powder coated. They're ready to go on. I'm just waiting for that. I've got a timing belt, some ARP hardware for that. You can look at the box of parts there. It's a water pump. I mean, there's probably a bunch of small stuff that I don't even remember. ARP crank bolt. I don't even know what's in this box. This is my timing belt, some more ARP stuff. Oh, I cleaned and flow tested my injectors there. New injector seals. Just a bunch of preventative maintenance stuff, really. I'm gonna get my intake manifold powder coated silver, kind of to get close to the car. And then I'll show you guys my valve covers. But this is the car. If you come around, you can look inside. So, as you can see, it's super, super clean. A lot of these cars have a dash bubble right here. This one does not, thankfully. It does have a little bit of a bubble starting up here in this corner, but like I said, that's typical in these cars. My main concern was this one. Interior's pretty clean. Seats don't really have any rips or tears. It's got the original floor mats. There's really not a whole lot going on in here except for the steering wheel. And I think it has a short shifter because compared to my GTST, it's a lot tighter and it feels a lot shorter. So there's not a lot going on in here, and I don't really have any major plans for that right now. Trunk is all stock too, but as you can see, the major rust spot is going to be right down here in this corner. It was underneath the side skirts that are over there. And the problem is those side skirts haven't been off since the car was made. And in Japan, this came from Okinawa, I think.
Yeah.
But water and dirt and shit gets trapped in here, and then this is a typical spot for rust. And then there's also pretty typical for it to rust up in here, but mine's pretty solid for the most part. My paint, I'm pretty sure this has been repainted before, so there's a little bit of chipping behind the paint here. But other than that, it's pretty solid. It'll be a good car once I get it all freshened up, hopefully. I gotta do brakes too because they're dragging really bad, but if you come with me, we'll show you the valve covers. Take a peek-see here and grab my flashlight. So this is a Illusion Blueberry, and it is super metallic-y and absolutely perfect for what I wanted. Should go well with the silver intake, and then I've got some dress-up hardware for this, some silver washers on it as well, so should look really good. And then I'm gonna buy they sell a Tomei ornament plate that goes right here that's silver and blue that I'm gonna end up getting for this eventually. But I'm waiting for some half moon baffle seals. They're billet. As soon as those come in, I'm gonna put these valve covers on, and it should look freaking awesome. But that's neither here nor there. got a long time before that comes. It's gonna take me a while to knock out those cool hoses. I don't know if we'll go back and look at it, but it is a spider web of hoses compared to my last car. The RB20 is nowhere near as complex as this one was. So if you look, let me grab my intake manifold. So, as you can see, there's no room to put your hand in here, especially when this is on here. So I had to frickin' screw around with this for like 5 hours to get this intake off. So you can see here where these bolts are at. I got 3 here, 1 here, 2 here. There's 1 here. This one was super hard to get to. These hoses are hard to get to. And then the bottom runner bolts are super hard to get at too. So this took me a good while to get off, and a lot of people just pull the motor because it's a little bit easier. But I didn't want to pull the motor. Probably should have, but like I said, I've got too many projects going on right now, so I'm not trying to overload myself. And then obviously all of these hoses, like you can look at my toolbox here, I've got hoses everywhere. So pretty much all of these, they're all the heater hoses. And then this kit actually came with some vacuum hoses too, which is weird because I had these same hoses on my last car and they didn't come with any vacuum lines, but this one has a lot of vacuum lines. Like these 2 are vacuum lines, this is a vacuum line, this one here is a vacuum line, so like half this kit is vacuum line, not actually coolant and heater hose, which is what it's sold as, but I'm not going to complain. They look cool. They'll go well with the valve cover setup. What else? I don't really think there's much else on this, not right now. I do want some new wheels, so if you look, I've got, these are like Avid Avio 1s or something. They don't look bad on the car. I'll have Logan put up a picture on the screen of the car with these on there. But they're not really wide enough. They sit in really, they don't sit very flush, so they're only like a 17 by 9 plus 38, which is pretty bad fitment for this, honestly. I'm gonna step it up to an 18 by 10.5 plus 15, and that'll be a pretty aggressive setup. So I'm thinking Workmeister S1 style wheels, but we'll have to see, because obviously I've got the Datsun going on, so that's where most of my money's going right now.
Is there any orientation of that?
Mainly just trying to get this one set up and finished. Yeah, they're doing a timing belt right now while we film a video.
Yeah.
It's like
Got a problem
OSHA.
with it?
It's like OSHA. I just stand and supervise.
Thanks.
Yes. You guys are doing great work.
Shit. Okay, we gotta pull the water pump. We're gonna pull this.